Do you have exams coming up, or maybe you're in the middle of them and you're feeling stressed and anxious and worried and possibly a bit overwhelmed? Do not worry. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways of handling stress and anxiety that won't just help you fly through these exams, but they'll also be super useful your entire life. Hello, I'm Sophie and welcome to my box, where I share with you fun tips and tools and talk on mental health. I want to start with a quick disclaimer. If your anxiety is stopping you leading a normal life, please seek professional help. I am not a mental health professional. What I am is human, and I've got an incredible passion for psychology and self-development and my fair share of experience of depression and dealing with difficult emotions and thoughts. The things I'm going to share with you have helped me hugely, and I think they can do the same for you. Okay, let's get started. You're feeling stressed and anxious and worried. I remember when I felt like that, I beat myself up for feeling that way. I was like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. But number 1, let's reframe these emotions. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling stressed and anxious and worried. These are normal human reactions to difficult situations like sitting exams. Actually, stress and anxiety aren't just natural and normal, they can be really helpful. Genuinely. When you feel stressed, when you feel anxious, your fight or flight response is triggered, and that sends adrenaline into your system. It might make your heart beat faster, your muscles might tense up, possibly you'll feel a little bit hot and sweaty. Now these aren't nice sensations, but what comes with them is a super alert state. We're as switched on as we ever can be, and that means we will perform at our best. So I find it helpful to totally just flip on its head how I view anxiety and stress. They can be really positive things. There's no need to run from them or try and push them away. Ask yourself, would you rather feel slightly anxious, slightly stressed, slightly worried, and be super alert and primed for peak performance in these exams? Or would you rather feel indifferent and maybe drowsy and switched off when you're doing them? Like I said before with the disclaimer, if your anxiety is overwhelming, if it's stopping you living life normally, if it's stopping you revising, if it's stopping you thinking, that is a different matter. But normal levels of anxiety and stress, totally good, totally okay. Let's welcome them in. Yes. Having said that, of course, they're not pleasant things to feel. Because you have all of these symptoms of the fight or flight response, you're like sweaty and achy and heart beating fast and just not relaxed at all. So tip number 2 is to give yourself some kindness for feeling these unpleasant emotions. Acknowledging the difficulty of feeling these emotions can really help when dealing with them. So it might feel weird, but say to yourself some sort of phrase like, oof, this is tough. And as you say that, you can place a hand or 2 hands on your heart or anywhere else where it feels reassuring. You can give yourself a big hug if you want. Speak to yourself, see yourself as if you were an anxious and stressed little child, either a little version of yourself or an imaginary child or one you know, and see them and see this innocence and the distress on their face, and how you just want to look after them and offer them affection and support and understanding. You might say to them something like, hey, it's okay, you're safe. I'm here for you. You're going to be all right. Another step in this practice is recognizing you are not alone in feeling like this. You might feel like you are, you might feel awful, but loads of people are sitting exams right now, and loads of people have sat exams in the past. And lots of them probably feel like you. It's okay to feel like this. Life can be tough sometimes, but you can get through it. If you want to extend this practice, you can try writing to yourself a little paragraph or a little letter, as if it were to this young child who you've just imagined, or to a really good friend. What would you say to them? Sit down, write it out, and then read it back a little later and see how you feel. Tip Numeral 3. Put these exams in perspective. And I know it's easy for me to say this because I am not currently sitting exams. But what I have seen from life is that they aren't the be-all and end-all in life. It might feel like everything is riding on them. It might feel, and people might genuinely be taking them very seriously. But ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Even if I fail, even if I mess up, if I don't get the grade I want, if I don't get the grades I need for uni, what is the worst that can happen? You'll still be there and you'll be able to deal with the situation. You will be okay, you will be able to get back on your feet, and you will learn from the experience. And more than that, whatever grades you get, you will be able to succeed in whatever you're passionate about. I could go on and on about this, but I've got a separate video where I expand a little on tip number 3, so take a look at that if you haven't already. So they are my top 3 tips for how to manage exam stress and anxiety. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me and this young channel that you have got to the end of the video. Sending you big hugs and love. Bye. Thank you.